actually put pressure at all. And I mean, Puppey's actually just ruining Aramis right now.
He is. Aramis is. He's going to have to pop a salve or something. As Puppey completely zoning him out. He's going to have another orb in a second. I wonder if he goes for it. At the same time, top. Celery also taking quite a bit of harassment here from Yapso and Zai. And indeed, yeah, Aramis is just going to have to pop that salve for himself to allow him to stay in the lane.
And he wants to be able to pull. He wants to like pull a lane once on this Earth Spirit, right? To get Toby needs to start and then be able to maybe look to move around, but Puppey's not allowing that to happen. Yeah, it's going to be a tough lane for these two. Lord's going to get some last hits, but PL's going to free. Muzar's, yeah, top. This Earthshaker Death Prophet lane is actually not that bad. The Troll's going to farm, but they can probably get some kills if there is just some messed up positioning, especially from Celery.
Obviously in the mid. At the moment, just a little bit of... Well, okay, so he's got the 3 creeps here. Yeah, pretty much even between Nisha and Boom right now in the 1v1.
And now the TPs. Okay. Aramis is coming already.
I mean, Nisha stepped up pretty far.
I like this move. I think this is exactly what he needs to do to set up for success.
Yeah, Puppey's going to come across. See if he can do anything to help out, but with the stacks of napalm onto Nisha, there's no hope. As first blood goes the way of Boom, Aramis is going to look for the neutral denied. He's able to do it. Excellent stuff there from Aramis.
Perfect. Exactly what I wanted to see him do. Just excellent movement as soon as he sees the opportunity when he hits level 2. Nisha, I think now he's going to be probably thinking about that more so when he does step up on the high ground. 2 sticky stacks.
Definitely going to have to respect sort of the response here from Aramis a little bit better. We'll see where he heads out to now. He's back on the map. Looks like, yeah, he's going to take the move down to bottom. 30 seconds until he's going to be able to help out again mid. So Boom probably will keep himself to himself a little bit. There's not an opportunity for Secret themselves to make a move, but he knows where Yapso is. And Yapso, top, remaining here. Continuing to try and set up onto Celery. And with the Siphon damage, they'll be able to take him down. So this lane, as you said, that's going to have its potency, especially against Celery, starting to now get those kills.
Sick by Yapso too. The fissure, then he actually steps.
Siphon damage.
And Yapso is not really able to help it. Like, he made the play top, but it was too quick to happen mid because the Oracle respawned and just set up with that Earth Spirit. Naturally moved the way toward top. Absolutely beautiful stuff from Viking. Still not have a gold lead at the start here, but a good start to enable Boom to be ahead of Nisha.
Snap on it. Puppey, and he's going to have to use the orb to get out of this. As soon as he tries to get aggressive onto Toby, Aramis instantly in and on top of the puck. See the 5-minute runes coming up. Looks like it will just be the trade 2 for 2 for them here.
No invasion play. Boom can't push the lane in hard enough. He doesn't have his Firefly up, so he can't check or steal Nisha's. Nisha gonna stack and maximize in the meantime. Nisha's still not having a bottle though, so he's actually having to hold the rune there for the moment until he does get it delivered.
Yeah, so for sort of all the time that Yapso has spent up here, do you imagine, like, is he himself going to look towards the mid to try and help Nisha out, or with the way the mid's gone, is it sort of too late to look for that opportunities?
He should be okay here. Yeah, he should be able to walk away. I think around level 6. When Storm hits 6, you can make the plays a lot easier. Just because he got set up on twice now, and he can't make it through. Sometimes you can, as an Earthshaker with the Storm versus anybody, because you get the early... Just wait till Nisha gets sick. He has to get you. He will finish it right now. Stack to work through. They will double check the runes on Viking anyway. Make sure that they can get this for Boom. Let's not let Nisha get a power rune. And it will be an Arcane Rune bottom, so one of the best ones for both of these mid laners. It's top Shad. He's been left alone since they are double checking the moves of the supports. He's actually getting pressured here, Zai.
Boom's going to come over with the TP. Can he do anything to keep them off Shad? He can't. Siphon out, and they'll get the kill. See if they can take down Zai in return. Zai's going to go immediately for the TP out. There's nothing else to put it to a stop. So a great move and escape from Zai, and also pretty big having that lasso being used here the first time round.
Yeah, I think he did pop the Arcane before using it, but yeah, it's going to be a wasted one, and they get they get a nice kill, and they get earn charges to Zai. Big benefit for him. And now, yeah, Nisha now gets the pressure relieved off of him without having lasso up. Very nice pressure. The troll is getting slowed down quite significantly, as you can see, because of this top lane, the Earthshaker and the Death Prophet. As we mentioned, you know, Matu's getting free farm. He has no worries down here. He's going to do the PL build, we call it now, because it's just hood into diffusal every game, or diffusal into hood every single.
And how does this game sort of look on paper for a PL that has free farm? Like, is this a game where Viking, you consider them to have good answers to the PL down the line?
No, I don't think they have any answers really at all, especially if they start to fall behind too early on. Matu can really take over. He's amazing against both supports. He's pretty damn good against Troll Warlord, especially if he's ahead like this, and he's great versus Bat Rider. All his matchups are good except, I guess, versus Underlord in a way. Should be, yeah, it's going to be really tough for them. And it's not just the PL. It's like they did gank Nisha twice in the mid lane, but he's still fine. He's still completely recovered because of the stacks. He's actually same net worth as the Bat. He's going to be a nuisance. He's going to be a problem with their slightly limited disables.
Champ returns to top lane, but already you see Secret there immediately sending full backup up at the three of them. Puppy Yaps on Zai. Yeah, they could look to...
He's got Exorcism and he's tanky.
So, you know, it really
commit
pressure
on Chad right away.
Trying to push Celery off to the side. Yaps up with the body blocks, allowing Zai to close the gap. And Celery, he's got the stick charges, but yeah, with that earn damage and a final Crypt Swarm, Zai gets the kill. And really breaking down this top lane of Viking and sort of buttering it up into a position where Zai's going to be able to put the pressure onto this tower and threaten this tier 1 very early.
Chad has to leave the lane. They have to just ditch this tower, I feel like. Unless they bring probably 4 or 5 heroes up here, even the Underlord, I don't know if they can defend. They're going to send the Earth Spirit, so that says to me they're going to try to defend it.
It's definitely going to be tricky with the Ghost out. We'll see how much Viking can do to sort of get Zai off this tower. And yeah, Aramis already just starting to roll away. Did manage to pull the creep wave out of this, but Zai with the earn charges. And he's sort of happy to tank a bit here, just get as much damage as he can done with that Exorcism. Forcing out the fortification.
So not a full defense, just a pseudo one, where he, yeah, like you said, pulls the wave. Bat Rider's just going to finish his bots in the mid lane, and Underlord is finishing his items down bottom. Rather than committing fully, they're just going to slow down. Pretty significantly too. Not able to finish it off, and now Shad can make his way there. So decent hold, just an Earth Spirit kick. Slow it down, very nice.
I'll see from the mid, Celery and Boom. Smoking up Boom now with the completed bots. And of course, Lasso ready to go.
And now there is no Exorcism, and the support's not quite, of course, not at level 6 on the side of Secret, so this could be a nice move if he's able to find somebody, but he shows himself mid. Goes back to farming.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, can you sort of expect with Vikings heroes, you know, now that they do have Boom with the bots, obviously sort of refueled and ready to go, can they start running at this PL? Like, is that sort of the plan, or if you're Viking, are you trying to just shut down the other heroes enough to get to a point where you're going to be bringing a team fight and Secret's supporting cast isn't strong enough to enable the PL at the timing that Viking's going to try and bring the fight to them?
It's just a bit scary, to be honest, because when I look at the drafts, I see decent initiation on the side of Viking, of course, with the Bat and Earth Spirit, but I see phenomenal counter initiation from Secret. So I feel like they just have to be careful where they do make the move. But Matu is way too hard to go for it. Unless he massively misplays, they won't be able to find this BM. But they look like they're letting the top towers continue to get pressured here. And once the levels do kick off, though, the 2 supports on Secret, they're going to add a whole new overwhelming amount of team. So I feel like this downtime is... Maybe they don't feel like they can fight because of how much they've been shut down on the troll, but I feel like if they wait too long, it's going to be harder for them to fight because of the
And do you like this on Shad? The build-up with the Falcon Blade?
Dire's top tower has fallen.
We've been seeing it on all of these Agi cores.
Yeah.
I have yet to see it on a like melee because I can't.
Oh wow, dude! He's seen it. He's got Falcon Blade queued straight into Axe.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, that doesn't solve the solution of the PL, which he's supposed to be. It's a big concern for me.
You don't sound like you're a fan.
Is under attack.
I like the
Radiant's
Ags a lot.
bottom
He
is
needs to
under
be
attack.
the hero to kill the Phantom Lancer and match the PL. So I feel like him not going Maelstrom or Battle Fury is going to hurt. But maybe he just...
I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. They've obviously got something in mind with this. There's a bit of a different approach, as you say. You know, absolutely, Aghanim's an incredibly strong item on Troll, but interesting to see Shad get it in this order. As he's got it cubed, we'll see if he does actually build into it straight up off the Falcon Blade. What sort of moves they can make with it? Bottom lane, Yaps up, looking to cut off Toby here with the Fisher. Toby's going to try and get out with the Rift. Yaps up, dropping everything here. Toby, he's not going to make it away. They do get the kill. Boom. I mean, he's thinking about trying to make a jump in onto Zai. He's got the lasso. See if they've got enough damage. Knocking Zai back with the flame break. Nuking him down low. They'll get the kill. Now rolling in. They're going to be able to find Yapsu as well by the looks of it with the Firefly. Boom's able to burn down a second. So Viking, they may have lost Toby, but actually able to find the favorable trade there, getting both Zai and Yapsu in return.
Yes, they saw, I mean, Yapsu overcommitted the Echo to make sure that, Underlord stays in position, but they see that, they see an opportunity. Boom waiting in the sidelines. Nice lasso grab. You do see Nisha now pretty much half Orchid done, and he found the item for Storm Spirit. He got the Fairy Trinket. Now he's going to start popping off, and this Orchid is very effective versus all 5 heroes.
See how much of a hold people want to do that out. Puppy, he's been caught. Nicely done by Toby there. As soon as the orb was used, Toby's able to catch him on just the edge of the pit. It's enough to allow him to close in and take him out in the river. Nisha, he's going to lead in straight away onto the path. An Invis rune was found. He pops it, and he's away. He's trapped in by the Fisher, but it doesn't matter. They've got no vision down around this area as that Invis rune saves Boom's life.
And it shows the Orchid as well, so they get to see the first usage of that. Pick how they're going to continue their pressure, and they're going to go bottom with Shad as well showing up. So they really want to take out this final tower here. Zai, no Exorcism at the ready. Puppy has his coil though, and it looks like they want to fight.
If they can kill Zai before the fight starts, though, this is going to be a great beginning for Viking as they're straight in and they've got him with no difficulty at all. So now it's a question really, Secret want to still try and commit for this. They've lost the tower, they've lost Zai down. Do they still want to try and look for a fight?
It's rallied around Toby too, who has a mech, so they're pretty strong if he is there, but Boom's just TP's out. Batu, he's got the defusal.
Yeah, straight in with the silence. Walking back lane, the fast center, but Stelly's actually able to get the post on this off in time. Follow-ups there from Nisha. Moves in onto Aramis with the Orchid, takes him out. Dream Coil looks down both Toby and Shad here off to the side. The illusionist is burning the entirety of Stellary's mana. He's got nothing left to pop. Booms in with the lasso. He's found the grab onto Nisha. Has he got enough damage? Though he hasn't. Nisha's out with the ball lightning. TP Nisha will make it away.
Dire are scanning.
Can't believe Secret actually persisted to try to fight into that one after the tower dies and after they lose Zai. Just into the mech. They're still strong on Viking. They got the one support, right? But Celery ended up living because of his false promise. Dead even now. Actually, it's slightly gold leading even for Viking after that tower does get taken out. So pretty decent at this laning start here. And we're gonna just see in the chat. He's full committed for it. So
yeah, he's going for it.
If the Aghanim does work.
I mean, I've got to imagine, that. So you're getting these Ags early. Sure, the dispel is nice, but I mean, there's not really too much you're taking off, right? I mean, I guess it's some sort of slows here and there. But ultimately, I imagine it's because of the reduced cooldown, he's just going to have a lot more damage output, just chucking these axes out left, right, and center in the midst of it all.
And he's reducing the PL's damage completely, right? Those miss rates, then the diffusal is going to be counteracted a lot too. So I can see why he did go for it, but it's just, is he going to be able to get, he needs to get a farming item after. He needs to get the actual counter to the PL so that he actually does damage. Because right now it's just, he's going to make them miss, and it's not going to kill his team. But is he going to actually be able to kill them? But yeah. But I mean, they're definitely making it work so far here before it does kick off. He's not getting pressured, and they're making good space. I mean, Boom's gonna have a BKB at a very good time for this Bat Rider, which, as we mentioned, they have good counter initiation on Secret, but if there's a BKB, he can break that counter initiation.
So hunting down bottom, but Toby's senses very nicely done there. As soon as well, before they even get a glimpse of him, he's already rifting out. So Secret won't be able to put a stop to his escape.
Nisha pushing forward for an arcane. Matu pushing alone right now mid.
Stupendous!
Got the Yapstor, big pickup. Blink Dagger is done.
Earth's bounty.
And he's got the actual build. He has the actual build for when you're going for your blink. Blink rush, you have the max Aftershock rather than max Fissure. So big team fight, as we said, for Secret going to be kicking off, and we'll see if Viking has to kind of play around it really nicely. Either have the Bat Rider with the BKB, or they have to just start the fights from like these weird angles and get this good angle of approach to make sure that they don't just get comboed by all that crazy team fight. Doing a good job of farming though. Even Aramis has his BKB queued up too. They're understanding what they need to get on these frontliners and what they need to get on these initiators so that they don't get counter initiated.
Secrets to move his house. Matu doing after the defusal. Yeah, we have Nayasha on top of the defusal hood, so this PL still very much going to be quite difficult for Viking to deal with. As we say, though, we'll have to see sort of in practice how much the presence of Shap with the very soon to be completed Aghanims will, you know, how much harder it makes Matu's job in these fights.
Yeah, because I mean, it's going to be he's going to have to put attention differently in the fights too now, right? Because he's going to have to help his support. This is more of like you're helping your support build, I feel like, for your Troll Warlord, because he's going to have to fight around them to protect them from the illusions now, because he's going to apply all that mist rate so that they can actually get their spells off. I'm really curious to see how it does do. He's going full defensive. He even queues up BKB after, so just fighting in it's a fighting full defensive build, and it could work.
Stay near. Behold!
Puppy.
Just having to use it there. Make sure that they don't continue to chase him down.
Quiet game though. 5-6, 17 minutes. Both teams content with the pace. Both carries content with the farm that they're able to get here on the map.
It's just sort of a question of, you know, in whose minds is this fed? Is this Viking saying, hey, you know what, let's chill, we've got Shab farming, or is it a Secret that are feeling more confident with the... Yeah, we'll see the smoke from Viking. Boom. Lovely opening there from Aramis. Instantly in with the silence on Tanisha. They didn't quite find the follow lockdown. They couldn't catch him in time with the rest of them. They'll get Yapsor instead by the looks of it as they go over towards the mid lane. But Tanisha actually able to make it away there. I thought they'd have to chain lockdown, but they didn't.
I don't think they initially knew that Yapsor was there. Boom didn't want to use his BKB, and then yeah, he missed the opportunity there.
Middle tower is under attack.
But they'll get the tower out of it, so a nice move, and
Radiant's middle tower
they
has
still
fallen.
have Lasso for the next move that they do want to do. All in all, looking pretty decent for the side of Viking.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah, this axe, it's definitely going to cause issue, especially for Storm, right? You know, Nisha's got to be careful that he doesn't get, like, just hit by the Welling Axes. He's got to keep himself at distance, because if he gets hit by that, that's what, a full 5 seconds where Nisha's damage output is going to be pretty limited, because he's not going to be able to hit anything with the Aftershock procs. Overload procs.
Overload. I was like, wait, I wish Storm had Aftershock.
Ability drop. But you know what I mean? You know, missing attacks for a Storm Spirit is highly infuriating.
I think he's going to be looking... Nisha's probably going to be looking to play on different sides of the team fight, though, right?
Sure,
Troll's going to be... It all depends on how Shad plays in the fights. Because he can play around defending his supports with it pretty well. Because the Storm and the PL, they're going to go for those supports. So it's really how Shad chooses to take the fights. But definitely could be annoying, absolutely. Celery. No walk into the river under a ward.
Aramis trying to come in. He's going to get buyback for Celery. Viking want to try and and take this fight. Over to the side, Shab pushing away Zai. Zai, he's got the ghost out. But they will respect that buyback from Stellar, and they're not going to try and push any further with the exorcism. He's still definitely content with Matu getting the full top half of the map to himself.
Dire's
Yeah, they got the BKB from the Batrider, and they used their exorcism. They just wanted to be careful with the buyback. But immediate smoke, they still do have their lasso. They had this ward watching up top, watching the PL's movement, so they're trying to track Matu. Very hard to find him, though, and they are playing very defensively around him. Shad will find a DD bottom as his team does swoop over and get some more wards down toward this top side. I think they're setting up, though. They still do have that ward. Puppy did get one down earlier.
Nisha, they're going immediately in there, Aramis. Try and catch him there with the silence, but quite getting the position with the boulder.
He's respecting that silence a lot. It's causing Nisha some problems. And Aramis is on point so far with this 1, 2, and 6. And we were mentioning how he's building a BKB. He almost has it. This Philosopher's Stone is paying dividends. It's going to be problematic for these. I mean, these two frontliners on Viking are going to be able to go in and not have to worry so much about this coil, this Earthshaker ult, and these fissures like that. It's going to be pretty nice for them to stick on targets. Matu is still getting all the space in the world, though, which is definitely a concern for me. Because, like I said, Shad's not building the items to counter him. He just has the... I mean, I guess you can say the Ags in a way is a little bit, but...
Still enough, just quite a few peaceful moments in this game, really.
Yeah.
And it's... I feel, you know, you still gotta believe that for the PL, this is probably preferential when it comes to carry matchups. And I think maybe a bit of this sort of decision to maybe not necessarily push it as much as they would have otherwise for Secret is the fact that, you know, Shad has this Axe. Maybe that is a bit of a deterrent that said, all right, you know what, we're just going to keep farming. You know, we're just going to allow Matu to continue to do what he does. Because with this early Axe pickup on Viking, they have prepared for Secret to be going on them, and Secret at the moment, they're not giving that to Viking.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's also they have dual core versus a kind of single core, right? The Troll, the Batrider at some point does start to kind of fall behind, even though the hero is still overwhelmingly powerful in the later stages. They will just have a core advantage at some point. And the Death Prophet is always... Death Prophet as a hero scales really hard when you're playing versus this type of like a hero like Underlord. You're always going to have a phenomenal target to Spirit Siphon. And Underlord, he's a different kind of monster in these engagements. I mean, I feel like Secret is happy with the way that the game is going, but I don't feel like Viking's too disappointed either. Seems like both sides are very happy with the state of the game.
And we see from...
Radiant
the intentions of Shad's build, so yeah, once the BKB's done, he will of course go back for the Maelstrom into Mjolnir, so he does have that item to fight the PR. Top lane Aramis. He's out with the roll. As Nisha, yeah, he can't chase down Puppy's going to try and set up with the Dream Coil, boom, popping the BKB immediately. See if he can get a catch with this, but Secret a little too speedy to get out of there.
Nisha out of mana though. They got to back away. Give some respect to it. These BKBs are ticking though. That's twice now he's had to use it without actually finding an opportunity for lasso, so down to 8. Yeah, they're just playing the farm game. Farming items, farming for Secret until they get their next big, I guess. I mean, Matu's just, queuing up the heart. Intent.
And I'd just be interested to see how good of a job Viking are going to be able to do at, you know, finding the real PL when it comes down to the action. Because I do think, you know, this Shad Aghanims is the 60% miss chances, you know, it's going to greatly reduce the damage output of Matu when it comes to him trying to commit. Sure, he's got a few dispels here and there, but the cooldown's so low that it's a lot to play around. He's going to get caught by it multiple times in the fight. If they can keep Shad alive and at the same time find some sort of lockdown onto Matumba Man, the PL's fight is definitely a lot harder to execute than maybe initially hoped here for Secret. With the core down, 2 of them, BKB coming down from Aramis, and boom, lockdown's there onto Zai. They drag him straight back into the midst of them all. There's no backup from Secret. They have to let Zai go.
immediate disengage. They have bounty runes in 30 seconds. They're trying to claim the high ground here too, and they'll be able to get it. Hard angle of approach for Secret, but they're looking to go in. Puppy. They shot the bike back from the Death Prophet.
Yeah, they really don't want to let this objective go. Nisha, he's got the grab in onto Toby. He should go down into the silence. He's going to try and get what he can out, but Toby will get taken out by Matu's army. Zai with the wraparound setup onto Celery. They'll be able to pick themselves up a second. There's 2 heroes down. Zai's buyback definitely paying off there. It has enabled Secret to move into the Roche pit. And with Viking just having 3 heroes alive, they're not going to contest this at all. This will be a Roche for Secret.
Maybe Kyle's in my head right now, but chess that looks like a game of chess right now for Secret, right? They let Zai just dies, they let him die, BKBs are used, lassos used, and then they see Viking playing over aggressive, they buy back, they take the fight, and it's right around Roche. It just was a kind of like perfect play, it seemed like, for Secret, even though they literally just let Zai die at the start of it.
Stupendous.
Very smart move from them.
Over here.
And who did get the? They're actually okay. They actually give the Aegis to Matu even too. I thought they might just give it to Nisha because I feel like Matu's pretty invulnerable. But now we're probably going to see Matu really pushing the boundaries. He's probably feeling like he's going to get heart, and then they can actually start threatening and starting to make aggressive moves for once on the side of Secret.
True, and I guess he's out of the lineup. He's going to be the one that's, if they want to try and push with the Sages to take objectives, he's going to be the one hitting the towers.
Yeah. And he's just going to be, he's going to be charging. Like he's playing versus Oracle, right? So he's going to be charging into the back lines.
We'll see Matu just a few hundred off having the heart, so continued quick item timings here. 26 minutes in, 8-8. Definitely one of the more passive games we've had. Less than a 1k gold difference in it. Very, very close right now. It's just all a question of whether Vikings' approach to this game is going to pay off against a farm PL. If Shad is just able to carry the game against Matu.
Structures are fortified.
I'm really concerned because it's just him who's really, he gets a nice free courier there, as I'm saying, but it's just him to deal with the PL, to deal the damage, and this PL has 3,000 life on top of a hood, and he just feels very unkillable at this point. It doesn't feel like the rest of his team is going to be able to contribute much of anything to actually deal with Matu. It has to be Shad, so we'll see if it all does work. They're smoked, waiting for an opportunity on the high ground. I like Boom's item build here, going for the Shivas as well. I think this is really nice versus the PL to try to find it and tank up. But will it work? Good. We have 27 minutes. We're seeing the new neutral items being picked up and farming these camps.
Dire
Boom.
are scanning.
Does get spotted by the ward as soon as the smoke does end. Yep, so we'll back away with Nisha.
Back Secret. Looking to start stepping straight back
Dire's
towards the
middle
room.
tower
Yeah,
is under
he's trying
attack.
to get himself out of this area. The rest of Viking already on the retreat.
Secret has some very limited vision at the moment. They just have that one ward down in their jungle. Playing kind of with darkness on the map. Still getting themselves in a good posture with this farm. Nisha's getting close to his BKB. He's 1, 2, and 3, but he's unbelievably fun. 300 last hits on his storm. They've just been maximizing. It's been a game of really maximizing on both sides. Secret lightly pulling out ahead on this, though. And their scaling lineup, it's starting to look pretty scary for Vikings. Even though there's barely any lead, it's just, how are you ever going to deal with Matu?
Let's have a bit of a poke at Shab, but back up in bound.
Radiant's bottom
Viking
tower is under attack.
sat straight behind him in the mid. As yeah, it still very much feels like a game where
Dire's top
the
tower
fact that
is
it
under
is
attack.
sort of low on the kills that it has been has mainly just been down to Secret's choice to avoid unnecessary engagements. You know, sure we've seen them come in at moments popping the exorcism, and this has just been around looking for objectives. The other fights have been ones that the Vikings come out to look for.
His ability.
As again, Viking with an attempt to make the jump in mid, but they can't quite catch him. Puppy's out.
Standard puppy puck, just being super annoying, just giving a lot of information too, and that happens. Like you mentioned, they don't have much wards on the map, but that happening, they get that now. They do have this ward bottom that sees Toby chilling on the sidelines. Toby
Touche.
in a world of hurt.
Down to the crease. Does he ever get the rift off in time? There's a lot of lockdown and further silence here. From Puppy as he comes in. with the rift. No escape at all there for
Tower
Toad.
is under attack.
That ward indeed granting them the setup for free kill. See Viking at least able to reclaim their outpost here at the top half before the 30th minute.
Puppy's making his swing over. He TP'd up top instantly, maybe looking to try to snatch it away, maybe giving his life for it. Let's see.
He's going to be able to get it back
Look
in
at him
time.
go.
They're going to have to
Matu's
fight him.
Matu's guarding him. I don't know if they can fight him with Matu in the area too. They might try, but Matu's covering it completely. And yeah, they're going to deny the outpost from Viking. Heads up moves from Secret as now.
Shad's alone.
They walked right at Shad.
Maybe they didn't expect it to be as alone as he was. I mean, of course, he's still a very hard target to go under that BKB and battle chance to fight through. So Secret not looking to commit on Shad, though. They'll give him the respect and space.
They're just not making any unnecessary jumps when they feel like they might get a kill or something, but it's not necessary. Matu, his Aegis does tick out as Aramis is going on it, but he can just quickly disengage with just a doppel.
Now we're seeing Shad. Shad's nearly got the completed Miona. So whilst Matu is stepping ahead in farm, Shad not too far behind, and he does have that item to help him stand against the PL. The problem is that Matu is as farmed as he is. Already 2,800 gold ready to start spending into the butterfly.
Yeah, he's gonna have this full item advantage over the troll at this rate. And Troll's items, I mean, his space in his bags is starting to be kind of limited.
Because you've got to think, 31 minutes in, Shad, he's only won 1 and 2, so he's only been involved in like 3 kills, so very little action. Yeah. Was this the intention when he did buy the Ags? Like, was the Ags bought do you think, to stop Secret from going on him? Or was the Ags brought with the intention that the action would happen? Because I would imagine if they knew it was going to be this sort of game, wouldn't he get the Maelstrom earlier because that would have sped up the other items?
That's how I felt about it too, but I mean, they must have felt a different way. They must have felt maybe they were trying to just lead the charge or something and maybe be able to get more aggressive, but I mean, Secret just made this game be so passive because of the way that they just disengaged all the time. It's tough to say as Puppy, chilling behind a tree.
Ready to block these smokes. They're in onto him, but he's away. He's away with a blink, and Nisha actually zipping in, trying to spook him on the backlines, maybe try and see if he could tease out some BKB charges, but Viking keep their cool. Nobody's going to pop that
They're
BKB.
They're going to re-smoke, and it's an arcane rune on Nisha. So he's...
and a regen.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's the Storm Dream here. Arcane and regen.
Whoa, what'd I miss?
He is good to go.
They're scouting the wards now too to make sure they don't lose this Puppy.
So you get the tree caught down to 2, separates them. We've got Nisha trying to go for Celery, but Celery's out the cake side. And the exorcism trying to stand down. The last is in onto Boom. Boom gets the lockdown with the lasso. But Boom is falling low. Now able to buy time here with the self-kills. Viking remains their BKBs. Can they actually kill off Zai? No, Zai's got the movement. He's able to step out to the side. Zai's going to live. Matu's starting to move in. Fisher out onto the forest and the ball onto the action. Now Yapso, he's in with the echo onto the 3 of them. Shad's down. He's dead and gone for 70 seconds. And they're just cleaning them off one by one. They're going to be able to get the team wipe off the back of that Secret.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That was... I mean, just dancing from Secret. Nisha dancing in the back, giving Yapsor a 4-man fissure opportunity, 4-man enchant totem, and his blink comes up right after the enchant totem. Oh, I mean, picture perfect.
It really has felt that the Secret, as you said, they've not done anything unnecessary this game. They've just played this out absolutely textbook. And Viking, that they had something in mind. They're trying something a little different with this Ags rush on the troll, but just unable to do anything with it at all because Secret just never really made a bad move against them.
No, I mean, the way that they took that fight. For people who want to see like spell casting and just dancing around a fight and just perfection, helps that Nisha, of course, had an arcane and a regen to be able to do this, but they just completely ruined Vikings.
We'll see it again. I mean, you could the impending doom there where the fish is in. You know it's coming, and then here he is. Yapsor straight into the middle of them all. I mean, that's the power, as you talked about at the start. Big smiles there from Nisha.
Damn.
As the game, suddenly then, the real difference here has been blown wide open. 12k lead for Secret. After what well, a few minutes ago, yeah, you see on the graph, that lead only just cropping up in numbers, but you could certainly tell that Secret, they knew that was coming. They were just waiting for the prime opportunity to create such a lead, and they've done it. And now they're ready to continue the aggression. Nisha straight in onto Toby. Shad watching from the side. Doesn't have Dream over the backup. He'll be able to get the last out onto Yapsor. But Dream calls down. Yapsor does fall. So get something out of this. With the spaces there for Matu to finish off Roche. Aegis and Cheese is his. Viking continuing to slip further behind.
Yeah, they got 2 full sets of racks. It's an insane gold injection. The support puck of Puppy has a full Aghanims after all this. They get a Roche too. Everyone finishes up their next item. If we saw the last fight be that difficult for Viking, where that was also a perfect echo and perfect control from Secret, but now they have to play versus even harder grounds here. Yeah, that was
Stupendous!
I'm just still like, that last fight was so pretty to watch.
They just picked Viking apart perfectly.
And now they're setting up for Shad too. Got everybody running over it. Coil still on cooldown about 15. Yapsor just starting to respawn. God, and the ceremonial robe also coming into play in that last fight too. Didn't really point out that he had it, but just everything on top of each other, kicking it in.
Absolutely. And the range on that bad boy is pretty big, right? So even with the Fisher, you're likely going to be in range of the debuff on the heroes. So they are going to have that extended stun duration when you're looking for the setup.
Scanning.
Yep. Scan on the right side. Catches Aramis. Scouted very quickly. He might just coil him in his side.
Aramis gonna pop his BKB. He's trying to move in, but instantly they're on him. The Fisher lockdown's there. He popped the BKB. Has to be false promise as he falls so low. Ninja gonna zip straight over towards the easy kills. Looks to set him on Aramis. They'll get one. Now they turn over towards Cody. Putting him back, stifling him down. Toby, but he's still alive. He's trying to escape, but the ghost from Zai finish him off. Chad attempts to move in. He's still holding on to his BKB charge. He has to pop it, as well as the battle trance boom. He's got the grab on Zai, but the battle trance, they've got the attacks to take down one. And Natu also falling, but he has the Aegis. He's ready for a second round. 5 backs coming into play from Viking. They want to make sure that they can take down Natu the second time. Into the silence, Nisha trying to help out. Fishing down from Yapsor, onto Boom, onto Aramis. Boom to fall. Boom also buys back. They're trying to throw everything into this Viking to turn it around, but Natu, he still prevails, staying alive. Turns over towards Shad, bashing him up. Shad, he's trying to eliminate some of the hits here with a mischarge of the boiling axes, but it isn't enough. Another Fisher from Yapsor. As Shad goes down, they just cannot deal with this PL. It's another death on Aramis. Natu just going target to target. They've got a root. They've got one more buyback to throw into this from Shad. Natu incredibly low, but he's able to step out to the side of the fight. He's away. They're trying to chase. Can they get any grab with this? They're about to use all 5 buybacks here, Viking, but Puppy holds them back. The 3 of them coiled into position. As Nisha, he's still watching from the side. No,
They're waiting for a chance.
Are they going to be able to get back in on this if they get another hit?
Dire's
Their
middle
tier 4s are
tower
dying.
has fallen.
The catapults are taking them out. They're looking to catch perhaps on a reset, but no. Viking will be able to get away, but Secret continue their push. And yeah, like you said, PL, the king, just sitting in the midst of the team fight, just hitting everybody, splitting his illusions, even though there's one.
Dire's
Everyone buying back
tower
almost on the
has
side of
fallen.
Viking, still unable to take the fight and only takeouts. And Bobby buying back.
It's certainly looking pretty impossible right now for Viking. And Matu, 25. Yeah, nearly having the completed Abyssal, still just an insane amount of farm here, 38 minutes in. Matu.
And they're ready to still like poke and prod. The Earth Spirit's just respawning. They've almost got everything up ready.
Boom's getting jumped. He's got to put the BKB. He's trying to find a target with the lasso. Zai's able to dodge it himself. Kills. Get the grab onto Yapsor. The starters hit the pullback. Yapsor's still alive, and he's able to get his third from Puppy. Dark Totem. Turns with a Fisher. Shad pops the BKB. Trying to fight against this, but he can't find the real PR. Matu completely kites him. He's out to the side. They've lost Boom. They've lost Celery. Nisha's still got mana to play with. He zips back into the cleanup. Yapsor comes with the echo. So down onto the children. They're all dead yet again. Triple kill for Nisha. This game is over. As Secret take this first game and in a way where the build-up very gradual, as we saw it stayed even on the numbers, but there was always that worry that it was going to get very quickly blown out of control, and my goodness, it did. From that team fight in the mid lane to the closing seconds of the game, that was just Secret at full power, and Viking, they